What is going on, guys? Matt O'Leary back to talk some New York Jets frustration. I am frustrated. You are frustrated. It was another tough loss for the New York Jets on Sunday. Reacted to the game on Sunday after, the game ends. I go up, I go through drive by drive, give my breakdown and reaction. This morning I came on and talked about Aaron Rodgers and the offensive struggle, but a couple of things we still have to continue to get into from this game and just the overall frustrations. We're starting to see players, specifically Quincy Williams and Malachi Corley, who we'll focus on today. They're getting frustrated too, and we're starting to see some venting, and it seems, to me at least, justifiable. So Malachi Corley was inactive yesterday. He's played 2 snaps in 5 games. Inactive for 1, active for 4, 2 snaps. Am I calling him a bust? No, this is not what this video is about. I'm not saying, Malachi Corley, you're a bust even though you only played 2 snaps. That's not what this is about. It's frustrating, though. It's a specific frustrating situation. He took to Instagram and shared some stats from his college era about how he is, yards after the catch and what kind of receiving production he had in college. And are there maybe better ways to handle this? Yes, it is the social media age, though. We see, specifically with this Jets team, they're very chronically online. And maybe that's a conversation for a different day, if it's a good thing or it's not a good thing. But it's just a frustrating situation for me when you see a player that they so coveted, they wanted so badly for Malachi Corley to be a Jet, and they just refused to use him at all. We have Joe Douglas on camera making phone calls for about 25 picks in a row before he's finally able to trade up and land Malachi Corley. There was the text exchange, Malachi Corley, no matter what. That's just, and then it was leaked that he was their 4th wide receiver. It's just a lot of silly season stuff. And this isn't me saying he's Malik Neighbors. The Jets are holding him back. I don't need it to see him run an extensive, route tree. And I'm not saying give him 10 targets a game. I'm simply asking why he can't get the ball 2 to 4 times a game. The guy's nickname is the Yak King, yard after catch. He does well with the ball in his hands, and they can't figure out a way to throw him a screen, give him an end around, line him up in the backfield, a quick slant, something. Again, I'm not saying he's ever going to be the greatest route runner in the world, or he's definitely a number 1 or number 2 wide receiver in the system, but he's very clearly a gadget player, and that's not a knock on Malachi Corley. That is a very useful piece in an offense. The Jets are just refusing to utilize that talent. It's baffling to me. It's really baffling. And there are a lot of things I would say higher on the priority list right now, but when your offense is really struggling and you have no creativity whatsoever, don't you want to make life a little bit easier and go, maybe throw, a quick slant and a screen to Malachi Corley twice in this game and see if he gets us 7 yards. And now you're starting at, instead of, 2nd and 10 because you run into the line of scrimmage again, you're starting at now at 2nd and 3, and you could start to move the ball a little bit more and create new opportunities. It gives defenses an extra element to the Jets offense that they have to show respect for. Again, it's just a really frustrating situation. It's not, it just is another layer to this coaching, and I don't know what the plan is. I really don't. Think risk-free profits from sports betting sounds too good to be true? Well, it's real, very real, and you could secure guaranteed profits with OddsJam's arbitrage betting tool. Imagine buying sneakers for $10 and immediately selling them for $20. Arbitrage betting works the same way. Sportsbooks all price their markets differently to stand out, and this creates opportunities for you to bet on both sides of a game and lock in profit no matter who wins. OddsJam scans millions of odds from different sportsbooks, and as soon as it spots an arbitrage opportunity, you get alerted. Minimal effort, maximum risk-free profit. Don't just take my word for it. Try it for yourself with a 7-day free trial. Use the link below and enter code O'Leary for 35% off your first month. Robert Saleh spoke to the media today, and he gave us absolutely nothing of note. I don't even want to waste our time here and go through any clips from today's Robert Saleh's press conference. If there's anything juicy, I would have shared it with you, but it was just nothing burger, the cliche, we'll get him tomorrow quotes that we're going to get from Robert Saleh until the end of time. Instead, I wanted to share a clip from yesterday. I'm sure you might have seen it already. I haven't gotten a chance to talk about it in a video, but how about Quincy Williams after the game and asking for some accountability?
You guys were down 17-0 at one point. You guys battled back to the end. What does it say about this team?
I'm going to be honest, man. People get tired of hearing the same. Taking accountability from the top to the bottom. That's the main thing, bro. That's all I got to say for real.
To me, and it hasn't really even been all that close, Quincy Williams has been the Jets' best player on defense. Granted, Sauce Gardner's having a down year for his standard. Quinnen Williams is coming on, but he's been relatively not as flashy in the box score, we'll say. And this team, like DJ Reed's been really good. There's positives from this defense. I mentioned in the video this morning, 4 of the last 4 games, they've allowed 17 points or less. You really can't ask for too much more out of your defense than that. It's up to the offense to get it in gear, but he's tired of it. I'm sure he's not the only one. Players got to be so tired of this. We'll get him tomorrow. We're right there. We just got to do a couple of things differently. Like, I don't know. The messaging just feels lost at this point to me. Like Robert Saleh it's anytime he speaks, seems like he just lacks the self-awareness to feel like how everyone's feeling around him. And I know he's very much so a player's guy. He wants the players to love him and respect him, but it feels like they're kind of taking on his show no emotion on the sideline, just look like dejected, out of it. That's how they look as a team. That's how he looks on the sideline. 1,000-yard stare, just staring out into the abyss. This the guy, when things are going well, he needs a get-back coach, but the second anything goes wrong, it's the woe is me. Oh, we'll have to get him tomorrow. There's 3 sprinkles of rain today, so we couldn't do what we wanted to do offensively. And that's how this team plays. That's how they've played during this stretch of really bad football. And that's what it's been the last 2 games. They just haven't been good. I think the team is better than this. I think they're still in the mix because the AFC is just a very, mid right now. Everyone's kind of stuck in this 2-2. Well, obviously not 2-2 now, 5 weeks, but some teams have had a bye week, 2-3, 3-2. It's very rare to see someone running away with things. And, the Chiefs are going to be the Chiefs, but everyone else is kind of just stuck in the middle. And the Jets are very much alive. I want to emphasize that if they somehow win on Monday night, which feels like an impossible task after how they've played the last 2 weeks, they'd be in first in the division. Like that, they are by no means out of it. But at the same time, I feel this way, and I understand the fans who are like just so done and dejected and upset with how this team's looked. It wasn't supposed to be this way. Last year it was supposed to be different. You bring in Aaron Rodgers, you lose him in 4 plays. This time he's played, and he hasn't played all that great yet. He was great against New England, had some really flashy moments the first 3 weeks of the year. There were times against the Vikings where he looked good, but overall in the last 2 weeks, he's been hit a lot. The offensive line hasn't played well. He's missing open receivers. The play calling stinks. Like everything just feels like a mess right now. And I love Quincy saying like we need to take some accountability. And Aaron Rodgers said the same thing a week ago with the hard count and like hold the guys accountable. Maybe it's time for the head coach to just take a long look in the mirror and be like, am I doing something wrong here? And maybe I should freaking adjust before I lose my job. That's my 2 cents on it. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. I'm Matt O'Leary. I'll catch you next time.